and spreading out to be here in our studio in Hollywood in California, which I don't know if you know this, but according to our governor, will be the first state to mandate COVID vaccination for all students who go to school in person, which is something that not everyone is happy about. Angry parents have been protesting outside the school board meetings. You can see they made signs. They are not your kids. I won't co-parent with the government. They do not like the idea of requiring kids to get vaccination to go to school, even though we've been requiring kids to get vaccination to go to school for 150 years. Seriously. In the 1850s. Did you know this, Guillermo?
No, Jimmy.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Okay. Well, let me tell you then. In the 1850s, the state of Massachusetts required vaccination against smallpox, which is a disease we don't have anymore because there's a vaccine against smallpox. Bottom line, get your kids vaccinated, or you're going to have to be with them all day long. You're going to have to homeschool. And if you're not bright enough to understand that vaccines are safe, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're not bright enough to teach them geometry either. So it's something to think about. On Saturday, the CDC issued guidelines for the holidays for us this year. They're still recommending that you hold gatherings outside if you can, which, yeah, that'll be great on Christmas. But if you must have a gathering indoors, they say open a window and use a fan to keep the air flowing. Not only do window fans prevent the virus from accumulating in a space, they also help hide the scent of all the weed you'll be smoking to deal with the anxiety of having the holidays with your family again. I guess it is a good sign we went from the CDC telling us by no means should you travel on the holidays to turn on a fan, it'll be all right. My concern for the holidays, we're gonna find out Santa is an anti-vaxxer. You know, he is an old white guy in a red hat. Don't be surprised. As for Donald Trump, all Donald Trump wants for Christmas is to get back on Twitter. Trump's lawyers are trying to overturn his Twitter ban. They're asking a federal judge to restore his account, at least while his lawsuit against Twitter plays out. Team Trump argued in court documents that Twitter, quote, exercises a degree of power and control over political discourse in this country that is immeasurable, historically unprecedented, and profoundly dangerous to open democratic debate. Are they talking about Twitter or Donald Trump? I'm not sure. His tweets were like if fortune cookies had death threats in them. Trump is apparently upset that the Taliban is allowed to have an account, but he is not. Right, exactly. The fact that you've been determined to be more dangerous than the Taliban is kind of all you need to know. But Trump wasn't the only one locked out of his social media account today. All of us were. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp were all down for hours. How many of you went on trying to get on and didn't get on over and over and over again today? Yeah. Well, stop doing that. Not even 12 hours after the hashtag delete Facebook started trending on Twitter after that 60 Minutes story last night, Facebook, it seems they may have deleted themselves. We're learning more about Facebook and what goes on inside the company from a whistleblower who spoke to 60 Minutes last night. This woman worked in Facebook's civic integrity unit, and it turns out they don't really have any. No, it turns out that while no one at the company, she said, is malevolent or intentionally trying to spread hate, the company's aware that this version of Facebook is tearing our societies apart and causing ethnic violence around the world, which is important to hear, but how is this a surprise? I mean, think about how Facebook was born. It was founded by three friends who immediately turned on and never spoke to each other again. The first three people who thought of Facebook now hate each other. Before Facebook, I had no problems with any of my aunts or uncles. It was all birthday checks in the mail. You know, social media wasn't always like this. There was a time when we had something called MySpace. Remember that? MySpace was a special place. Everyone had their own page, or their own space, if you will. You hear that? That's music. Every page had music because they were customizable. If you liked this music, you could put it on. It was like your own private Cisco concert every time you checked in on Tila Tequila. And you always had one person you could depend on. No, not her. No, not him. I mean, yes, him, but not for this, for something else. That's the guy, Tom. Good old Tom. He's dead now. No, Tom's alive. No, Tom's alive, and this is what he looks like today. He turned out to be a winner after all. That's Tom. I don't know if you watch it. Tom Brady had a heck of a homecoming in Boston last night. About 29 million Americans watched Tom Brady return to play the team that cast him aside. It was the second most watched Sunday Night Football game ever. Brady and the Bucs managed to win it on a missed field goal, bounced off the post in the final minute. And despite a warm ovation from the fans, Tom got booed a lot during the game. After the game, they asked him how he felt about the boos. He said he couldn't hear them because he had 3 Super Bowl rings in each ear. And even though Tom Brady was clearly the focus of the game, the announcers, etc., he did get a run for his money from Patriots linebackers coach Steve Belichick, son of Bill, who was very expressive on the sidelines last night.
Steve Belichick.
So now we're starting to get into some of those moments, right? These are those Tom Brady moments.
Now, that doesn't look like a Tom Brady moment to me. It looks like the Belichick boy might need an exorcist. Surprised his head didn't spin around. But the main storyline was Brady versus Bill Belichick, his old coach. It was the sports equivalent of watching a kid fight his dad on TV. You know, I saw this online, this photo, and it would appear that they're really having an emotional, passionate embrace. But when you see the video, this is what actually happened. They hugged, you see here, for less than half of a second. It's like the hug you give someone who smells, you know? Patriots made a mistake letting Tom Brady go to Florida, and the fans know it. This is a guy who was beloved in New England. From the years 2002 to 2019, in the 6 states that make up New England, thousands of baby boys and even girls were named Brady. Even with Larry Bird, who's as beloved in Boston as anybody, you didn't see a big spike in the number of Larrys. You didn't meet any girls named Larry, okay? So with Tom returning for the first time, it was an emotional night for Boston sports fans. And so tonight, I thought we should check in with maybe the most emotional of all of them. This is a child who was named twice after the greatest quarterback of all time. He is with us from Seekonk, Massachusetts. Please say hello to 2-year-old Tommy Brady Fitzpatrick. Tommy! How you holding up, Tommy?
Huh? Who the hell is that?
It's Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Kimball? It's not bad enough you ruined friggin' Paw Patrol movie. Now you're ruining my nap time. Great. Listen, I'm trying to sleep one off over here, you fruit bat.
I'm very sorry about that, but I wanted to talk about the game, the Buccaneers beating the Patriots last night, and I would imagine that had to be hard for you.
Oh, hard? Oh, that had to be hard, you said?
Yeah.
It was a friggin' roller coaster. I went through all the stages of grief, Kimball. First one being denial. Oh, there is no way that traitor will ever show his face in Foxborough again. Then came stage 2, anger. You, Tom! How dare you come back here with a Florida pirate on your helmet, like some kind of a swashbuckling boner eater?
Wait a minute.
Go Pats! Pats forever home, we stab your spine!
Wait a minute, that seems... Isn't that a little harsh for your hero? You were named after him.
Okay, fair point. It was a little out of hand.
Okay.
But that's where the next stage came in. Bargaining. Oh, please, God. Please, please. Touchdown, Tommy, have a change of hat. Maybe at halftime he could switch to a Pats jersey. A real switcheroo, like he's M. Night friggin' Shyamalan.
Well, that seems optimistic that he would change jerseys during the game. That seems unlikely to me.
Yeah, no door, you dong knocker. There's a better chance of me finding a winning Powerball ticket right here in my diaper. But that's where stage 4 kicked in. Drinking.
I think stage 4 is depression, not drinking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a psychiatrist right now? I didn't know I was on here with Dr. friggin' Phil.
What is that you're drinking, by the way, baby Tommy?
Well, if you must know, Karen, I call it a Linfield latte. It's breast milk and hard cider. Packs a punch.
Right.
Anyway, the drinking, as it tends to do, ushered in stage 5, violence.
Okay.
That's when things kind of get hazy and dark. Apparently, I chewed the ear off a cop, got locked up,
Oh my
slept
God.
it off. Who cares? A f***ing misdemeanor. I've done worse. Believe you me.
I believe it.
Then I got to stage 6, nostalgia. Stage 7, despair. Stage 8, diarrhea. And now here I am at stage 9, self-loathing.
Wait, no, that's not stage. I think the last stage, stage 9, is supposed to be acceptance, not self-loathing.
Oh, okay. Since you're the expert, well, guess what? Then I'm accepting. Here's what I've accepted. Life sucks, and you suck, and God sucks, and this entire city sucks a big one, too. Every town in New England is worse than the next. From Seacock to Slummaville, from Methuen to Medway, from Newburyport to Newton Upper Falls.
Okay.
From Woonsocket to Winnipesaukee, it's all garbage.
Okay.
Garbage towns, garbage places. Get me out of here. Tommy, take me to Tampa. I want to feel the warm Florida sun on my baby nuts.
You know what? I never thought I'd see the day you turned your back on New England and Boston.
Turn my back? You mean like how Tom turned his back on all of us?
Well, I don't know that he did that.
You want to fight me?
No.
You want my persimmon-sized fist up your toot chute? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't.
Bring it on.
I don't want that. Thank you for chatting with us. You can go back to your nap now, okay?
Yeah, I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you? You creeper. You want to watch me sleep?
No,
You creepy weirdo with all your weird Hollywood friends like Uncle Jesse Stamos.
Oh, well, don't bring him into this. That is
I don't think so.
Tommy Brady Fitzpatrick.
Tom, come back!
Okay. All right. Well, all right, one more thing. While we're on the subject of legendary Pats, I want to mention that Pat Robertson, who is, if you don't know, the 700-year-old host of the 700 Club, after almost 60 years on television, nearly every day has finally stepped down. Friday was Pat's final show. Over the years, he's given so much to so many of our monologues that we wanted to give something back. So we combed through the archives, and here they are now as we say farewell to one of the all-time greats, Pat Robertson.
Welcome, folks. We've got a great program for you. You don't want to miss anything, especially that stripper that was visited by demons. Cocaine is a product of a vegetable. Alcohol is a product of a vegetable. Marijuana is a vegetable. I've been to China several times. I have seen one of the biggest McDonald's in the world. I'm a fan of beans, all kinds of beans. You gotta be careful. I mean, the towels could have AIDS. You must be nice to fat people. Most gays, if they're having a wedding, don't want pizzas, they want cake. How come Jews have more money than a lot of people? A lace stocking is more sensual than a bare leg. I've got an uncontrollable urge to watch pornography. Do you do body waxing? All you gotta do is just take your top off and dance around a little bit. The Lord spoke to me about peanut butter. What is this mac and cheese? Is that a black thing?
It is a black thing, Pat.
I'm worthless. I'm not good for anything. A little dressage. I was doing some moves that are kind of like what they do in the Olympics. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Wow. I don't know about that. Thank you, Pat. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Click below to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you want to be that way about it, don't.